Hello, Don. I hope you can hear me clearly. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you get to watch this. I am responding to your email from yesterday that was regarding Canvas and saving your documents. So I'll walk you through that. So I'll open up GPT. I'll go into Canvas. I've got a document there which I'm working on. So I'll go through those steps and show you how to save that so that when you're working in Canvas, you know that you'll be able to save the document and save it in a file away from that GPT space. I'll also then just touch on where we can see our payment option. I know we covered this last week, but I'll just do that as well. So by the end of this very short clip, you'll be able to save your document using Canvas in GPT. So what I'm going to do now is I'll go into the space. Before I do that, I'll open the GPT window up on my screen. So as I'm sharing, you have that too in front of you. So here we go. You'll recognize this. Now, when I say you'll recognize this, you'll recognize that we're in that space with the GPT environment. Now, where we have, of course, you've been going into ChatGPT a lot since, I know that you will have been since we last spoke. So, and by default, it goes into four. So we can leave it at four because then we've got access to Canvas. Now, obviously, we've got these other models here, which we'll come on to at some later stage. But for the purpose of what we're doing today, is we're going into Canvas in this GPT environment. So as you can see, I've uploaded a document. So it doesn't always have to be the case that we have to upload a document, but in this instance, I've uploaded a document here. Now, we've got these buttons here. Of course, this is where we upload the, the file, where that plus sign is. And then we've got search, we've got the web search here. It's a bit limited in this space. Other models like Perplexity work really well, but nonetheless, we've got that search functionality here. And then we've got these various tools. And we've got these two that drop down. We've got the image generator, which by having a prompt, it creates an image. So if you haven't tried that, it's always good to give it a go. But for the purpose of what we're doing and the purpose of what you've been doing mostly in this space is going into this area, which is Canvas, the collaborative on writing and code. For programmers, they'll be using code, hence this code application process here. But obviously for us, we've been using it mainly for writing. Now, if I then go into this, it will open that window, which you've been doing anyway, which I know that you've been doing this. Now, it's given me, so I've been working on kind of this framework for Leaderize, my company, just kind of looking at what that means. I prompted it to use British English, as you might spot that. But so if I'm working in this now, of course, on the right-hand side, we've got the documents. So we can obviously come into this. I can converse with GPT here. I can maybe put this bold. Maybe if it's not in bold, I can, I can bold that. And then, of course, I can, if I want to underline something, I can. And then I can also prompt it saying, add the date, which is, let's say, the 25th of Feb, okay, which is today's date. So we'll just put that and add the date. I'll add, let's put today's date because it will be, so that for the purpose of this little very clip here. So if I'm adding today's date, it will then upload today's date and it's italicized that here. So we've got that in the document. So we can, make minor changes, as you know, we can add to it, we can, we can get it to edit or explain. I can say, so for example, here, if I say shorten this to 2 lines, for example, and then I might just do that, and then it will condense it. So just for the purpose of this brief demo, we'll get to see it's kind of just going to give us 2 lines as I've just requested it, which it's done. So as anything, as chief, proofreaders, editors around work, we're always going to check whether it does that. Now, I probably won't use Harness, but some people do use Harness. I still feel it's very AI-like, so I may kind of remove that. I may come back and say use an alternative word. And now, for the purpose of what we're doing now is just making sure that you're working in this space, you've got the document. This is the place that you're going to be working, but you can prompt it here. And you've got, so I like this. You've almost got like this split window, which I feel it works well. Now, for the purpose of what we're doing here, of course, there'll be other questions I'm sure you'll have. And then, you've got this plus sign here. Then what it does, it highlights where it's maybe asking it to explain or edit. I can say, for example, include coaching frameworks, but it may have already done that, right? So for the purpose of this, I'm just going to do it in a way where coaching framework, let's have a look. RP, okay, RPS. I'm going to use that one. Okay, I'm just trying to think which one to use. Okay, so it might get a little bit confused, but I'm just using it. So just that. So reflect, plan, succeed. Okay, so why am I doing this? I just want to go through. So of course it's made those changes, and I would read that. At the bottom here, it's got some it's got these edits, suggest edits, and it's got like a little pencil. You may, if we come out of it, we don't see that sort of um, uploaded on our screen. But if we just kind of hover on it, we're going to see suggest edits. What I find here is we can adjust the length. At the moment, it's in the middle or just at the top there where it's got kind of, that's the current length. We can, of course, keep the current length as it is. We can even, we can go down and we can shorten the length. We can expand on the length. So, again, before anything we would do, we'd check that to see if it aligns with the messaging we want. We've got the reading level too, right, which I find really interesting. So we might kind of get more advanced reading. So if I was like saying, well, we want kind of, kind of college, more professional, graduate. Again, the terminology will vary, so it will alter that in the text. So if I just clicked on that, it will alter the text, and might just do it for that bit here because it's doing it there. But let's have a look. If I said, let's go back to it and say, actually, I want it to get the reading level. I want it to go up here. That's my audience, and I can say yes. Okay, adjust the actual reading, so it will, look into its latent space and change it. And it may not work for marketing because often there's a lot more, vocabulary, quite specific terminology that's used in this instance. So, depending on audience or intended readers, we would look at this. So, for example, if it's got explanatory or so it is really, again, play around with these tools. But, if you've got something that we're going to feed it that you've already got in terms of the model of writing, which will work on your documents, of course, Don. But for the purpose of this, you can see there may be terminology that you may say, actually, that's really long-winded. So you may not want to use that. But that I just wanted as a demo. Emojis, I don't tend to use emojis unless I'm putting social media posts. So it could be helpful for social media posts, but otherwise not, I wouldn't use it for social media posts. I'd have it shorter. But then I can also draw on those other GPTs to support making it kind of align with what I like to use in terms of a structure. Now, okay, for the purpose of this, and I've kept a bit longer, so we've got what you're going to see at the top here is we've got this icon which says copy. Now, what I would do then at that stage is copied my text. And then what I would then at that stage, I've got it copied in my text. I can do couple of things. For now, for this demo, what I would do is say if I'm opening a new document here, uh, I may just put it into my notes for the purpose of this, or what I could do, so you can see now it's given me all the content from there. And I can obviously space and I can adjust it here, but this is gone into my notes. Now, we're not going to want necessarily for this to go into our notes. So we might want it to go into a file, right? So we want to put it into a doc. So we might just go into our Gmail. You're using Word, if I remember. So you would open up Word. I use my Gmail account, so I'll do that now. So I'm just going to stop sharing so I can open that page, for example, and then I can show you what I mean. So if I go into my Gmail documents, so that, okay, it's probably not showing up on your screen because if I then show it, sometimes it stays in one place. But say I've gone into my accounts here, I would just go new document, and then I would just paste it in there as you would, and then there's my document. And of course, I would go and save it, and then I would download it, of course, and obviously copy it across to where it is I wanted to have in my file. So that's basically how you would um, copy your document once you're ready and you feel that it's ready to go. Then you would copy across, and I know that you're also in the process now of going back to your GPT environment. This is not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go into the GPT environment. So if I'll go in there now just to kind of say where we would check to see the payments. So once you're looking to upgrade, you would just go into the upgrade, and you saw that I went in the right on the right hand corner. There was a drop down, and then I'm on this plan, but you have one which is the 0, and then you can just click to say that's the plan you want to go with when you're ready, of course. That is for me all that I wanted to share for today. But if there's anything else you feel would be helpful for you as you're using Canvas. So as I went through that, just open Canvas, I uploaded a document, made minor changes just for the purpose of this. We inserted a date. We can obviously adjust the length. We can also consider the reading level. But actually, if you've got a good template anyway, we don't necessarily need to do that because you've already got your template. So so it's going to align with your style, the voice you want. And Don, I just would like to say thank you for reaching out, asking. I enjoy doing this and sharing, and looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday and talking about your conference. So have a great rest of your week, and feel free to reach out if you have any other questions. Bye from me for now. Thank you.